Yeah, some of these theories are just absolutely wild.
Welcome back to Jake GTV News. Candace Owens is being hunted by the French First Lady for calling him a dude.
Wow, how have we not been canceled yet?
I have no idea. Erica, take it away.
Yeah, some of these theories are very entertaining, to say the least. All of this, as of course we have the latest internet drama unfolding between Candace Owens and Erica Kirk. There's a sneak preview of Erica Kirk's conversation with Barry Weiss. Candace is describing the current situation between her and Koof for some reason, as now it looks like she is going after and responding to Erica Kirk that directly addressed her, after previously, of course, saying that she would stop if Erica Kirk told her to stop. Tucker Carlson here is coming in and expressing himself in also some very interesting ways. We have new theories, new speculations afoot here. Some of them are a little bit wild, but we're going to go over a lot of them. Jimmy Dore, of course, is joining Owen Benjamin, along with Russell Brand, Candace Owens, versus, looks like Tucker Carlson is just trying to be in the middle here, trying to be like, hey, I love all of you guys, versus Phoenix Ammunition, Tim Pool, and Nick Fuentes. Also, Milo's on the other team now. It's crazy to see this type of bifurcation of alternative independent media, while, of course, crazy things are happening, like the NDAA, that the Uniparty, the Republicans, the Democrats just voted for, that give away hundreds of millions of dollars to foreign governments and endeavors that are absolutely going to be fruitless and actually be counterintuitive for all of us. But yeah, hey, there's these people fighting online, so there's that. If you appreciate these conversations, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time you spend with us. And of course, I try to use these opportunities to try to sprinkle in as much hindsight as I possibly can here, because it definitely does feel like there's a lot of emotions. It definitely does feel like a lot of people are kind of on edge, stressed out. And it's the holiday seasons. I'm going to be doing my best to try to give the long type of bigger perspective here on how to potentially try to be the bigger person, on potentially what I hope could be the pathway out of less. All right. And I'm going to be talking about that in this particular video, since, of course, so many people really love this topic and they love talking about it. So we're going to be talking about it here. Now, Candace Owens came out yesterday. We released a video with all the updates, her Instagram update, Erica Kirk's update in the last video that we did here. But now, Candace Owens kind of came out yesterday and, approached the subject in a way that I think was trying to walk a careful line here, especially with her kind of previous statements. Talking about Erica. Erica made it kind of very clear that she was talking about her getting hundreds of thousands of dollars per episode, that she had issues with, that directly point the finger at TPUSA and her family. And I would say that there has been a lot of kind of generalized conversations and winks and nods and innuendos that have been, a little bit out there, to say the least, without any kind of real evidence. We got a lot of circumstantial evidence. We got a lot of stuff that hasn't really been bulletproof. We don't have the smoking gun. And for, Candace to say, hey, take away your donations, look at TPUSA, and kind of like make an innuendo that they're responsible, definitely is something that Erica Kirk decided to respond to. This is how Candace responded to all of that in her video yesterday, saying, Erica Kirk goes off on conspiracy theorists.
19, it's like Candace 19. It's another fake, it's a fake virus. Like, you got infected, you just can't do it. 6 feet social distancing from Candace Owens. We're going to get every influencer on social media. 6 feet social distancing. Save lives. What are you, a grandma killer? What, you just don't like him? What? And then Tim's all fired up. She's a C-word. People are going to die if you don't get this vaccine. And I'm like, I feel like maybe the government's not telling us the truth. We're right back to that, but it's Candace 19. It's Candace 19. That's what it is. And they think that it may...
Definitely a little bit of a generalization, as of course people have the ability to listen to Candace or not to listen to Candace. Granted, a lot of people are listening to Candace, and it has been made pretty clear that she is the type of top person that everyone's talking about after all of this. A lot of people are saying, who's going to be ascendant after Charlie goes, after Charlie's gone? Some people are saying it's going to be Nick, it's going to be Ben Shapiro, the fight begins. And then kind of Candace overshadowed all of them by doing these type of speculative type of videos that I do believe some merit conversation, some merit criticism, right? So there's some things that were said, and we try to do this because I think this is the rational type of approach here. Tell me if I'm wrong. Some people hate these types of videos. Some people love these types of videos. But I'm like, okay, let's try to go after point by point. And it's like, okay, this is legit. This is not legit. Candace released her 10 points. And I'm like, okay, let's go over one by one. Some are like, okay, yeah, that deserves a little bit more investigation. Let's investigate this a little bit further. Let's look at this other stuff. Guy took a selfie. I'm like, I just don't see it. Right? And then there is a lot of showmanship. There's a lot of PR. There's a lot of marketing. That's just not personally my cup of tea. That I don't like. That I don't engage with. Now, is the perfect response here to, because I think there's a lot of emotions involved here. Is the right response to respond emotionally? No. Hey, this is what she's arguing. Let's go over point by point. Let's see which is legitimate. Let's see which is not. And there have been a lot of generalizations and a lot of things that have been done in a way that I just wouldn't do it personally. Anyway, CBS News and Barry Weiss sat down for a town hall interview, and allegedly Erica Kirk named Candace Owens by name. They gave a little sneak peek. We're going to play that sneak peek in a little bit. Before we do, though, and talking about Erica's response, Candace's response now, Tucker's response, and some of the new theories out there. Before getting into all that and a lot more, just really quickly, we wanted to tell you about WeAreChange.shop, one of the best shops out there, as of course we have really incredible, amazing supplements like vitamin D. Most vitamin D doesn't have K2, which means it actually causes more damage to you. Lots of vitamin D isn't taken properly. It needs to be taken with fat. That's why we put extra virgin olive oil in our vitamin D. Lots of people can't take in vitamin D. Why? Because their magnesium levels are crap. That's why we created the Sunforce bundle. We have Dr. Eric Berg coming out and dropping a major bombshell talking about how vitamin D isn't just for your bones, but it helps out with autoimmune issues, inflammation issues. I'm feeling it personally. I've been taking 10,000 IEUs for me personally based on my own individual levels, and my sleep score has been incredible. I feel incredible. I feel great. I feel so much better. I was like, something's missing, something's off, it was the vitamin D. This is what he had to say.
What would happen if you took high doses of vitamin D3 every single day for 14 days? And I'm talking about dosages over 20, 30, 40, 50,000 IUs. Low doses of vitamin D only focus on your bone and calcium. Higher doses of vitamin D3 have more of a therapeutic effect on your immune system, inflammation, and on the rest of the organs in the body. In order for you to create a therapeutic effect of vitamin D3, you need to take higher amounts and to take it on a daily basis. If you had depression, you'd feel much better. If you had high blood pressure, you would feel much better. If you had low back pain, you'd feel much better. If you had inflammation, as in an autoimmune disease, you would do much better with more vitamin D3. Always make sure you also take it with magnesium, vitamin K2, and zinc. What happens if you...
and again, consult your doctor before putting anything into your own body. We have no association with him. We didn't pay for this. He doesn't back our product. This is just our product. WeAreChange.shop. Check it out. I want you to become the healthiest, most amazing, strongest version of yourself, and that's why I created WeAreChange.shop. Anyway, now let's continue on, as CBS News just released a little teaser of Erica Kirk, as Barry Weiss interviewed her. People are responding to this by saying CBS News isn't news anymore. People are saying this was a disgusting question to ask. People are saying that they have very little journalistic integrity. Definitely was a very emotional interview. And again, everyone's emotions are just running high, because how can they not? We just saw one of our guys, like, blood gush everywhere, and the left celebrate this. How can we not, as the FBI did a poor job responding to, how can we not be a little lost or disarrayed or confused, concussed, and emotionally on edge, right? And I think that explains the perfect situation, as I would argue that the biggest beneficiary of taking out Charlie Kirk is the left. It's the deep state. It's the CIA. What better way to destroy the alternative media right than to leave this vacuum of power? And we've seen this in Iraq. You get rid of Saddam Hussein, all these factions start fighting for power. I think that's exactly what's kind of happening here. Numbers are down in right-wing alternative media significantly, and there's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of insanity, and we're just tearing each other to shreds as I'm trying to take a step back, being like, guys, they're passing the NDAA. Hey, they're passing facial recognition, national identification systems. They're passing the track, trace, and database system. Hey, they're prolonging and expanding these wars. Please stop. And when I talk about these videos, they don't do as well as these do.
One of the most alarming things about Charlie's murder was the way that some people in this country reacted to it.
Yeah.
And not just online. This was an idea that you encountered a lot. And the idea was this. They kind of justified it. They basically said that because Charlie said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even hateful, that he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified his death?
It wasn't that. People also predicted it. People were like literally on Twitter. They're like, he's going to get it this day. And like, are those people even being investigated? I hope so, but I don't know with this FBI.
You're sick. He's a human being. You think he deserved that? Tell that to my 3-year-old daughter. Excuse me.
Now, I know journalists are like trying to evoke emotions, but I'm like, at this point, I'm like, come on. Someone responded here. We have a crisis of political violence and division in our country. Keep vigorous debate on social media and use this ballot box. Never raise a hand against your, quote, fellow man. Now, there's some people saying some, negative things here. Some people going off on their own theories that I believe are absolutely kind of unfounded here. And I don't know. This whole thing is just weird for me to kind of deal with, because obviously lots of emotions. Candace Owens came out just a few hours ago and says, it is positively absurd. It is a positively absurd notion that you cannot critique a $150 million organization because the CEO says they are like a family and are grieving. It is the exact same emotional strategy deployed by BLM in the wake of George Floyd's death when I called out their shady financial dealings. I rejected it then, and I wholly reject it now. Sorry. As people are responding here that they are tired of emotional gaslighting, they want answers. Lily Rose says, Candace, you are misrepresenting what Erica is upset about. You have spent weeks making public explosive claims about TPUSA and his closest friends, insinuating that they betrayed Charlie or even that they're behind a plot to take him out. But you still haven't shown a shred of real evidence when you're presenting as proof. It's speculation, guesswork, even vibes, and your dreams. It's just damaging innocent people. And I would argue that there have been some people that have been caught up in a lot of the theories, and some of the theories are a little bit wild and bonkers. And some people just take it to an extreme, even further than Candace does. They're like, Palm, the shots were behind. And I'm like, well, I need some proof here and evidence, and we need to actually have a cordial conversation without emotions to actually get into the bottom of all of this. As we have other people highlighting this video a couple weeks ago of Candace Owens saying this, which they are saying directly contradicts her latest statement and her latest video approach.
No one, and I mean absolutely no one, outside of my husband and Erica Kirk has the power to shut me up right now. That's it. There's nobody that has the capacity to get me to shut up about this except for Erica Kirk. And I will say this, like, I am on this journey to figure out what happened on that day. I'm not going to stop unless Erica Kirk asks me to stop. I said early on, if Erica Kirk asks me to be quiet, I will be quiet.
But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk show family, when you go after the people that I love and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, but this is not okay.
It's a no from me, but you know me. I'm just out here saying what needs to be said. We'll be right back after a brief message from our sponsors.
As people are, highly editing that video to make their case here, I think Tucker Carlson had some interesting comments talking about the results from all of this and how he just wants more answers. He wants more freedom. And he has his own theory about how badly a lot of this could go moving forward from here.
You hope that. You hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used by a group we now call bad actors to create a society that was the opposite of the one he worked to build. You hope that. You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country. And trust me, if it is, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever.
This was Tucker Carlson directly responding to Pam Bondi making another kind of misrepresentation, misstep statement, talking about how they have to go after hate speech, right? And this was his kind of direct response to it after what happened to Charlie. And everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, this is not, like really? Like, hate speech is anti-First Amendment. Even using that kind of language, even using that kind of rhetoric. Now, a lot of people are playing this now, being like, no, this was a couple weeks ago that people are sharing this now as people are saying, Tucker turned the gun. He's accusing the Trump regime. Well, no, he's directly responding to Pam Bondi that made statements after what happened to Charlie, talking about how they need to stop hate speech.
And there never will be. Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul. A human being with a soul, a free man, has a right to say what he believes, not to hurt other people, but to express his views. You hope that. You hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used.
Yeah. The video is kind of replaying here, as of course this was from September. And he talked about how he wants more speech, not less speech. And I agree with him. We definitely need more speech. And if you agree with someone's speech and theories and innuendos, let it be tested. Let it be challenged. Let's provide as much proof and evidence as we can here. Now, allegedly, there's a new anonymous source. And again, it's just hard to believe anonymous sources. I need a little bit more. And people, we need to understand we're in a media landscape where it's very difficult to try to even wrap your head around what's really going on here. And now on top of all this drama and all these accusations and all this type of infighting here and all these type of people ganging up and creating their own little alliances here and joining each other. And I'm just saying hey, can we just all join together and say, look, let's make sure the court proceedings happen in a good way where there's going to be justice and accountability, while, of course, giving the general public assurances, accountability, and as much transparency as possible. So far, I would argue we haven't gotten that. And Tucker Carlson even came out yesterday and said, look, please just release some of the evidence, because the absence of evidence spurs on a lot of these theories. Now, there's voluminous evidence. It's already handed over to Tyler Robinson's defense team. They already have it. I don't know how potentially releasing it would compromise it. Some people argue it would compromise it. But I'm saying, and I've said this from the very beginning, we need to make sure that the FBI releases, and you saw this from the very beginning. Right? As soon as everything happened, the first week, Nick and Candace were going at it. I'm like, I literally wrote on social media, can we not fight? And then the fighting just keeps escalating and keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I think it would be better for people to just try to be bigger people, let things go, and try to understand that we have a lot more in common than we have against each other. and that we are literally tearing each other to shreds. For what? What is going to be the net benefit from all of this? What are we getting from all of this? And at a certain point, you got to kind of take a step back and ask, who really benefits from a lot of this? And for me, it's the people who want to destroy alternative, independent media and want to make each other the enemy, while there's a real enemy out there. And I think that should be the hyper focus here. Now, again, Jimmy Dore, Owen Benjamin, Phoenix Ammunition, Milo, it's all people are like hyper focusing on now. It's like, you said this, that. No, that's just a bullet here. Riley Gaines came out and called out Candace Owens. And then now they're talking about these Egyptians. And we'll see what Erica Kirk says. Allegedly, she addressed the Egyptian scandal. Allegedly, she addressed Candace by name. We'll see what happens then. I pray for peace, because I think an easing of stress and an easing of tensions between us independent media folks, because I think it's now more important than ever to realize what is truly happening in our world outside of our little echo chambers and fighting squabbles and fights. As of course, we're all focused on finding faults within each other rather than actually come together and fight the bigger, more important fights out there that are absolutely critically important. And again, they're just passing NDAs, they're passing surveillance on. I'm like, okay. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for supporting me on WeAreChange.shop. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching, supporting independent media, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/WeAreChange.